Well, that's a signal that we are discussing commodities at this time. But, I mean, what is commodity without transportation, without energy security? We're discussing with the Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company, Mr. Bismarck Rewane. Mr. Rewane obviously is an economist, but maybe he has one or two solutions he can suggest. Mr. Rewane, good morning. The queues are back. Not that they really totally disappeared, but, I mean, it's not looking so good at all.
It's not looking good at all. To be honest with you, it's an embarrassment to an oil-producing country with the refining capacity we have. This shouldn't be happening to us. So the scarcity is there. The effective price of petrol today in Lagos, Metropolis, and Abuja, in certain areas, is about 1,100, which is exactly the price across in Cameroon and the price in Benin Republic. So basically, the price is in equilibrium, and that's what the effective price is. Now, the subsidized price is 610, 620. So who is paying the subsidy and who is bearing it? But meanwhile, there's disruption. There's a lot of downtime, and it's not good for the economy, and it's actually affecting output. So there's a problem. But the big problem here is that because of this, prices that were actually beginning to subside are now beginning to increase. We've seen the price of rice back up. We've seen the price of wheat back up. We have seen a couple of other commodities, palm oil, up by about 33%. All of this has happened in a matter of 3-4 days of fuel shortage. So, one, it is disruptive to downtime and labor. Two, it's affecting output. And three, it's actually setting the clock back in terms of prices. So it's actually making the work of the central bank and the Ministry of Finance and Coordinating Ministry of the Economy much more difficult. While efforts are being made on one hand, some of these things are happening. How do we solve it? We have to solve it. NNPC has to complain as to what exactly is the problem. Is it a logistics problem? Is it a pricing problem? Is it a vested interest problem? We got to figure that out, because it is a threat to political stability in this country.
Yeah, I know, Mr. Rewane, you've said this a couple of times, how there's deficits of trust. And this is, part of what feeds into that. Because, I mean, Nigerians just wake up and find it difficult to buy a commodity that is supposed to be available, and there's no communication, and then we start hearing NNPC is paying subsidy with their profits and revenue, and, and nothing is really confirmed, and people don't know why they're going through what they're going through. I wonder how, you will win the people's trust if you cannot communicate with them about what they are going through.
No, the problem is, and I've said it consistently on your programs and other platforms, that there's a shortage of truth in this country. People have to be honest and come clean. Because once the country gets to the point where nobody believes what you're saying except yourself, then there's a problem. NNPC has reported a profit of X trillion naira. NNPC said there's under recovery, said the refineries will start working in August. The Port Harcourt refinery will start working in August. We need to know what is the truth. The truth cannot be in such short supply that the price of truth becomes so high. So because once the supply shortage, prices increase. The price of truth and those who depend on it to make decisions become so expensive, and it passes on to people. So I think that's the problem. So let's come clean. We know that the Minister of Finance says that on October 1, we will start selling crude to the refineries in Naira. We also think that the supply will be guaranteed, quality will be guaranteed, but at what price? At what price? We need to understand this, and who is paying the cost, right? Because you either pay in terms of taxes, or you pay in terms of inflation, or you pay in terms of instability. I think that's the truth of this matter. So,
crude going for Naira will start on the 1st of October. That's a statement. Because, yes. I mean, yesterday I had a conversation with some of the people at the background modular refineries, and they're like, crude, where is the crude to start with? Most of the crude are being used for some obligations that have been done before now. NNPC is taking more loans, and it's still the crude that they're going to use. And talking about Port Harcourt refinery, we were told months ago that it would start, was it in July, then it moved to August. Now we're hearing it's September. So, I mean, who says that 1st of October will actually see the beginning of crude for Naira?
But you see, one thing that I've noticed in this country that we keep on putting months, but we don't say the year. Is it October 2025 or October 2024? So I'm being cynical here, but the truth is that let's be very specific. If you do not know, then it's better to say we don't know. The estimates are different from guesstimates. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But again, you have to be factually correct and you have to be intentionally correct. Your intention cannot be to confuse people. So right now, when people are confused, you know what happens? The confidence breaks down, there'll be paralysis of economic activity, and the result is what you get. So enough of the problems, let's look at the solutions. I think right now, one is that we have to guarantee crude to the refineries. Whether it's in Naira or in dollars, no matter what happens, Nigeria is issuing a Euro bond, diaspora bond, which has opened already. I think it will be fully subscribed or oversubscribed. So there's no, currencies are fungible. It doesn't matter whether it's in Naira or in dollars. The true effective price is the effective price. Today, people are buying petrol at 1,100, 1,200. They're buying diesel at 1,200, which is, one is deregulated, one is regulated. But you can see that the effective prices are the same. So as far as I am concerned, and as far as any economist who knows what is sought is concerned, you must have equilibrium in markets. And equilibrium in markets means that aggregate supply and aggregate demand will intersect somewhere and the price will be there. If there's a subsidy, come out clean and say, okay, we are subsidizing this. Are you subsidizing production or consumption? And if the subsidy is there, then let's know and let's come clean. And now know so that we don't create rent seeking and people cornering the market, which is what has happened. So right now, the inefficiency of the system, the logistics, inefficiency of the market structure, inefficiency of the pricing system is leading to all these distortions. The effect of it is that people are suffering. There are people who cannot even get to the hospital because there's no petrol. And we are losing lives, quality of people that have invested in their education and they cannot get to the hospital. They die and we lose their output. So it is a major issue. And we have, as a country, we have to come to terms with the fact that we cannot afford disruption. We are an oil-producing country. We have refining capacity. We have tankers. We have petrol stations, and yet we cannot get petrol to the people. It's an embarrassment to everybody.
And unfortunately, all this is feeding to the little relief we're supposed to have in the price of at least some commodities. And as you noted earlier, we see the price are picking up again.
Absolutely. But I think sooner or later, this will sort out itself and prices will moderate again. So I'm not too worried about it. But again, like you saw, the stock market took it by the chin yesterday. And in any time you're wearing red, I think the stock market
I was hoping you would say that.
I'm going to tell my people to sell. It is in red.
It is in red. The market is going to bleed.
No, if you wear, I know the chroma doesn't allow you to wear green. So, well, maybe you have to look for some other chroma to use.
I think I should run away from red so the market will stop bleeding.
Yeah, I've told viewers that when it is in red, sell your stocks. Right?
I wish I had that power, Mr. Rewane, but thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break now. When we come back, talking about the value of Naira, the issue of Forex, do you know there's some strategies that could help you survive this period? We'll share that after the break. Just stay with us.